It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by Steve Backshall MBE. Steve, how are you?
Very good. I'm glad that you put in the MBE. I absolutely insist that that is used wherever possible.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you're going to introduce somebody, the full name and full title, I think is essential, right?
Well, thank you very much.
Steve, my opening question to you is a very, very simple one. How are you still alive?
It's a very good question. It's one that I ask myself most mornings, particularly when I get up out of bed and everything hurts and I can barely get down the stairs. And I think, well, maybe I should have taken it a little bit easier over the years. Do you know what? I think the honest answer to that question is that a lot of what I do is nothing like as dangerous as some people might think, particularly the stuff that I do that's working with animals. So working with, for example, venomous snakes that could really genuinely could kill you with
Yeah.
one bite. The fact is that snakes are relatively predictable, and if you learn their rhythms and if you learn what they can do, what they can't do, then actually they're really quite safe animals to work with. I would argue in some ways they're safer to work with than dogs or horses, which can be more unpredictable. So it's a question of experience, knowledge, working with some awesome experts who know their field and know their animals inside and out. Um, and most of the near-death experiences that I've had have been to do with climbing or kayaking, and they've just essentially been because I've got it wrong,
Human
not
error.
be yes, exactly, not because an animal has wanted to eat me.
But you have been bitten by a shark.
I've been bitten by sharks a couple of times, but every but every time it's been in a scenario where we've been deliberately feeding sharks to try and remove hooks from their mouths. We've been deliberately feeding them in order to get a specific shot using a time slice matrix style rig that flies around their mouth as they bite. And I've been wearing a chainmail suit, so it hasn't done me any harm or any damage. So let's be honest. I asked for it. I can't very well blame the animal, can I?
That's a great outlook to have on life, I think. I love that. It's fantastic. You have been doing, some people can call it amazing things, some people can call it stupid things, but you have been doing lots of extreme things for a while now. And what I love about your programs is you do so many different things for so many different people. You know, you're about to embark on this tour, which is aimed at families and children and teaching them. But then you do a lot of programs which are sort of, I won't say aimed at adults, but it's, a slightly more adult audience as well. Is that very important for you to make sure that you cover all bases?
It is, yeah. I think that making programs for kids is often undervalued and underrated. Um, but it's easily the most important thing that I do. Speaking to youngsters, you have this audience that hasn't made up its mind how it feels about the world yet, doesn't know what its passions are going to be. And you've got this opportunity to say to them, well, listen, maybe wildlife's going to be your thing. Maybe conservation is going to be your thing. And you could bring them into this whole entrancing, exciting, important life of loving wildlife and wanting to save our planet. And so I I treasure the opportunities I get to speak to young people, and it's easily the most valuable part of my job.
Yeah, my son absolutely loves Deadly 60. That is just one of his favorite programs. He watches that all the time. So thank you for that because it is absolutely
Well, no, thank you, and a big shout out to your son as well. We started doing that in 2007, and people have been saying over and over again. I mean, I've thought it myself. I kind of thought, oh God, there is no kid that is going to want to watch me doing this when I'm in my 40s. There's just no way. To see a wrinkly old man running around catching snakes, no one's going to want to watch that. But for some reason they did, and now I'm in my 50s. And when it came to my 50s, I was like, nobody is ever going to want to watch me doing this stuff when I'm, basically hobbling around on a Zimmer frame, but for some reason they still do. And this incredible opportunity that I've been given to speak to now, I mean, I've been doing kids television for 20 years. That's a couple of different generations of
yeah,
youngsters
yeah.
who are now at university, and they're now studying for a master's or a PhD in zoology and herpetology. And I get to speak to them and they go, oh yeah, the reason I'm getting into this is because I saw you with that obscure species of snake in the middle of the Brazilian Amazon. And I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do in my life. What? How cool is that?
It's fantastic. It really, really is amazing. Like I say, you are out on tour. You may have been to many, many hostile environments in your time, but have you ever been anywhere as dangerous as Portsmouth?
I think that is unlikely. I'm getting my snake gaiters ready. I'm gonna be clad from head to toe. Actually, armor. I'm just gonna turn up in a suit of armor.
Many men over the years have done. Are you looking forward to going out on tour and taking your Oceans tour out?
I love touring. I love touring for a couple of reasons. I think that one of the most important things is the immediacy of the reaction you get from the audience. So if I do a stage science experiment and it goes wrong and I end up covered from head to toe in goo, that laughter, that warmth that you get back from the audience, that's just it just makes you feel good. Yeah, it feeds your ego. But more than that, I get to see the things that work and the things that don't work. So if I'm showing a particular clip and people are gasping in awe, I'm like, yeah, well, I need to be doing more of that in my programs. And if I do something on stage, I create some kind of, like giant replica and people are just sort of like shifting around their seats, then I kind of go, oh, right, well, okay, well, that didn't work. So I'll come up with something new next time. And it's a really important way for someone like me to keep evolving, to keep getting better at the job in a way that you can't do if you're just doing television because you don't have that immediacy of
No,
reaction.
no, and that is the lovely thing about the live shows, isn't it? You can make all the TV shows in the world and they're doing well because they keep being renewed, but to have that immediate reaction from the audience is something special.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have no idea in my sort of half-hour long programs where the audience have just gone, oh gosh, do you know what? I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. I
Yeah,
could
yeah,
I could really
yeah.
do with a wee. I'm going right now because they're bored at that bit. Well, if people start going for a wee in the middle of a theatre show, then you see it pretty quickly, even in a really big theatre. So yeah, I think that it's a great opportunity. I love the fact that I'm doing these shows and I have everyone in the audience from 3, 4 year old kids all the way through to professors of marine biology who brought along their entire undergraduate class. And seeing that marine life has that power to excite interest, entrance just about anyone is magical. It's
Yeah.
just fantastic. And I just love, you've got the professors of marine biology in the audience, and I'll hold up some obscure shark tooth and say, who knows what this is? And you can see all the adults going, oh, no one's going to know that. And like 400 5 year olds go, it's a tiger shark tooth. And adults are like, how do you know that? And yeah, that does my heart good.
Now, of all the questions that I could have come up with and that I could ask you, I could never have come up with anything as good as this that I found on a website from children asking you questions. And this fantastic question from Freya, who is age 13, said, who would win in a fight between a shark and a crocodile? I love that question.
It depends. If it's on land,
Yeah.
then it's going to be the crocodile, right?
There should
Uh,
only be one winner. There should
yeah,
only
yeah.
be one winner.
Do you know what? It was Freya. The
Yeah.
question came from. This is a situation that plays out every single day all over the planet, and it has been doing for at least 220 million years. Because there are plenty of places where crocodiles and sharks, for example, saltwater crocodiles and bull sharks, live alongside each other. And the
Yeah.
simple question is, it's going to be down to who gets the jump on the other one and who's bigger. So a big bull shark taking on a young juvenile crocodile is going to smash it, turn it the other way around, and a fully grown croc taking on a young bull shark, and that's going to have no chance. I hope that isn't too serious an answer for you, Freya.
Well, I was wondering if we were going to have a Harry Hill moment at some point, just put them in the room and go fight.
I should do it with inflatable, shouldn't I? That would be pure comedy.
I've just given you that idea. That would be absolutely superb.
I'll take that. I'll give you commission on it.
No, you can have that one for free. It's
Oh,
absolutely
thank you,
fine.
mate.
Steve, it's been absolutely brilliant talking to you. Your ocean tour is coming to the Portsmouth Guildhall on Wednesday, the 30th of October. There are only just a few tickets left, but I love that it's also a 1:30 start as well. So it's perfect for the half-term holidays. If let's face it, the English weather is not always predictable, is it? And that's being kind. And you want to do something on a Wednesday afternoon. I don't think there's going to be a better option in Portsmouth. So, Steve, thank you so much for talking to us. We really do appreciate it. Let's snap up those last few tickets and come and see you in Portsmouth Guildhall.
Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure talking to you.